The Cloak of Invisibility, Episode 6, Revelations and Betrayals. Chapter 1, The Chilling Prophecy. Between the mysteries of the past and the uncertainty of the future, John found himself staring at an ancient prophecy outlining disturbing events. The cryptic verses spoke of a dark force's resurgence, its wrath unmatched, and the struggles of a nameless guardian, eerily reflecting his ongoing journey. Whispers of foreboding spread through him, buzzing like a bothersome bee. The prophecy set his heart racing, the ancient script clouding his days with unsettling thoughts of an imminent catastrophe. Chapter 2, Unforeseen Alliance. In response to the anticipated darkness, an unexpected ray of hope came through allies he'd formed in Hillsburg over the passage of time. With bated breath, he revealed his hidden truth, a confession that hung heavy in the air. Unseen and unheard, it yet held the power to stir tides. As he wove the tale of his cloaked life, he saw shock, confusion and, finally, comprehension dawning on his listeners. Stories were known to bind hearts, but this tale of resilience had created an alliance, its strength to be tested in the face of impending darkness. Chapter 3, Hidden Enemies Surface. While still grappling with the prophecy and stirring alliance, the town of Hillsburg spiraled into chaos. The threat was no more a distant possibility, but a throbbing reality. Hidden enemies began to creep out from the shadows, their soot-ridden auras staining the town's vibrant spirit. Their faces looked familiar, and John's blood ran cold as he saw betrayal seeping from the eyes he'd hitherto trusted. His world spun, and he slipped into a vortex of lurking danger, where everyone was a suspect. Chapter 4, The Face of Betrayal. In an unforeseen, stomach-churning twist, the stranger from John's past revealed his true nature. With the revelation and his serpent's smile, trust shattered into a million pieces. The ally he thought he knew was an enemy, feeding him the poison of deceit from an invisible spoon. The agony of betrayal felt like raw wounds against a fierce torrent of regret. The storm of chaos unleashed, with the cloak of invisibility slipping away from his side. Chapter 5, The Stolen Cloak. The cloak, his constant companion and source of power, was now in enemy hands. The fabric that had once danced to John's will now obeyed the commands of his adversaries. An irreplaceable part of John was ripped away, leaving him weak. He'd never felt more human, more vulnerable, stripped of his powers, powerless against his enemy. The loss shook him to the core, but a stubborn spark continued to twinkle in the corner of his heart. Chapter 6, The Battle Without the Cloak. At the heart of the storm, John, devoid of his cloak, stood staring into the eye of the hurricane that was his adversary. But those who underestimated him didn't know that he was more than the cloak. His courage, quick wit, indomitable spirit, and the unyielding resolve to shield his town turned into formidable weapons. The battle was intense, each blow, each parry echoing the clashing wills of the parties at war. Chapter 7, The Cloak Returns. In an unexpected, energizing twist, the cloak found its way back to its guardian. Its enigmatic being seemed to summon unheard energies to navigate back from the hands of the enemy, right into the heart of the battle, back to John. The moment it encased him, its familiarity engulfed him, buoyed his spirit, and refueled his waning stamina. The underdog was now back in the fight, his grit backed by his trusty cloak. Chapter 8, The Shield of Trust. With the returned cloak and the bolstered morale, John emerged stronger than ever. He arose as the unbroken shield amidst the raging war, as an emblem of demonstrated trust. His victory deafened the defeated enemy, and the echo of his valor reverberated in every pebble, every being of Hillsburg. He stood a hero amidst the crowd, their eyes shining with awe and admiration. The whispers of the cloaked guardian echoed in the wind, weaving a legend to be told across Hillsburg in hushed tones and shaky excitement. The storm had passed, leaving John a little more resilient, and Hillsburg a little more faithful.